Dina ma'am, good morning ma'am.
Good morning, sister.
Uh, yes, good morning sister. Shall we start?
Yes, of course. Here is afternoon
Ah,
actually.
yes, yes, thank you ma'am. My humble greetings to everyone. Welcome every morning with a smile. Look on the new day as another special gift for your creator, another golden opportunity to complete what you were unable to finish yesterday. Be a self-starter. Let your first hour set the theme of success and positive action that is certain to echo through your entire day. Today will never happen again. Don't waste it. By keeping Og Martineau's words in mind and quoting the words of Gaston Bachelor here, that is, learning is a treasure that will follow its owner everywhere. We all know that language is for communication, literature is for composition, and culture for civilization. This conference is the best instance for this. Today, the second day of our conference, will be an enchanted one to all. Now, it's my pleasure to welcome you all here for this intellectual gathering. Respected Chairman Sir and Secretary Sir, esteemed today's guest, Mrs. Dina Detsari Imanuddin Ma'am from Indonesia, beloved Principal Sir, and my colleagues, and all the great intellectuals who are all gathered here, it gives me an immense pleasure to welcome you all for this second day, first session of International Conference on Language, Literature and Culture. You are all you are all as welcome as the flowers in May. Now, let me call upon Miss L. Deepika to introduce our esteemed chief guest. I welcome you, Deepika.
Thank you, ma'am. Start your day with surely determination and great attitude. You are going to have a good day today. Good morning to all gathered here. It's my pleasure to introduce our special guest of the day. She is none other than Dina Dastari Imanuddin, English Education Department, Faculty of Education and Training, Teacher Training of IAIN Samarinda. She has played as a different role in several places, such as senior lecturer, CE of Faberlim, Indonesia, casual private teacher, permanent part-time teacher, casual receptionist, part-time assistant, etc. The Women of Intelligence has served as the Board of English Linguistic Literature and Education Organization in Training Division, the head of English Club, the head of English Education Department, the secretary of English Club, etc. The Women of Intelligence has certified Leadership Management Associate Indonesia, Child First Aid Certificate, St. John, New Zealand. She has hold PhD of Education Management and Master of English Education and Bachelor of English Literature. From 2012 to 2021, the Women of Creativity has published and participated in more than 10 conferences and seminars. From 2009 to 2021, she has published 5 books. Her area of interest in listening to traditional and modern music, traditional contemporary dancing, singing, reading, traveling, etc. Kind words are short, easy to speak, but their echoes are truly endless. With this lovely quote, once again, I welcome you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you very
Deepika.
much. Good
Thank you,
afternoon from
Deepika.
my place actually,
Now,
and good afternoon in India. Yeah,
yes, ma'am.
to warmly
Good afternoon,
thanks
ma'am.
this important conference for giving me the privilege of resource persons and addressing you all. This is for me, it is an honor and a pleasure. Here, first of all, I would like to share my screen to all of the audience today. Uh, Wait a moment, please. This one. Is anyone can look at my PPT right now?
Yes,
Would
ma'am.
you
Yes.
like to then
Uh,
respond on our chat box?
yes, it's visible, ma'am.
Okay, now we start together. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my presentations, role of EFL teachers in current scenario. Then my outline today will be 4 sessions. The first one is opening and then try to analysis and then presentations. That is suite on my title, The Current Situations with the COVID-19 Pandemic has provided language teachers with a great many potential opportunities to implement online applications and instruments to develop learners' language proficiencies. Last but not least is the conclusions. Uh, Also to Excellencies Chairman, Secretary, Principal, Academic Director, Administrative Officers, Convener, Sister Poornima, Head of Department of English College and Friends, and of course of the wonderful organizing teams of International Conference on Language, Literature and Culture in Trinity College for Women in Tamil Nadu, India. Really appreciate. Thank you very much. And also all of the distinguished attendants. I know you all busy. For some of you, it will be the end of the academic year. In Indonesia, it's the end of the academic year. I hope it's quite the same. And this is weekend, Saturday. Yeah? So thank you so much for making time to join us in this conference. Uh, so together in the wonderful event, we'll discuss one of the main current challenges worldwide, which are without a doubt ELT. When we are talking about education, we are talking about ELT, teachers, indeed one of the most ancient professions, yeah? It has taken unprecedented prominence today due to the progressive increase of world population, reaching more than 7 to 8 billion people that makes necessary to improve our ability to deliver education. I'm sure that each one of you will enrich discussions today. I'm much concerned about the connection between the tertiary educations and the needs of the students and teachers. It seems to me pertinent to launch this topic, which could be treated in a transversal way throughout the program sessions. Ladies and gentlemen, brother and sister, I'm particularly happy to be present in this unique event today and to exchange views, share experience with other high-level professors, colleagues, and friends representing many well-known universities and research institutes together with members of relevant international organizations across the globe. So before we continue, let me reflect a simple thing, and please share your thoughts in the chat box. First reflection is here. We see together, yeah, learning and studying. So what is the answer of reflections number 1 and reflection number 2? According to you, brothers and sisters, the audience, the participants, gaining knowledge or skill by studying, is that learning or is that studying? What about number 2? A process that usually includes reading and memorizing information in order to learn something. Is that learning or is that studying? Please share your thoughts in chat box, please. I don't know what happened with my laptop because I have to use two devices here. Something wrong, maybe lack connections. Okay, cannot see everything clearly here. Uh, is there any? Okay, is there any? Excuse me. Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Only two participants maybe need a stimulate. Yep. This is the answers, brothers and sisters. Learning is gaining knowledge or skill by studying, and studying itself is a process that usually include reading and memorizing informations. Studying is the conscious action. It is sitting down and say reading textbook, reviewing, doing homework, practicing exercise, and etc. We can study for 8, 9, 10, and 11 hours a day, or maybe more than that. And if the material is too hard, or if we are not focused, we might do all the studying and learn nothing. So what about the learning itself? When we are learning, it means it is about intake and development, acquiring new knowledge or expanding our understanding. And just it is like possible to study and study but learn nothing. It is also possible to learn a great deal without ever studying. For instance, babies. Babies are constantly learning but not studying. What about us? If we have a deep conversations, for example, yeah, with an intelligent friends, we learn a lot, but we don't need to study. So thank you very much for the participations. And then we move on the second reflections. This is very important for us because sometimes we are lack of to reflect ourselves. Yeah. The second reflections is share in your chat box. Please share your thoughts in the chat box. Yeah. How do you feel about online teaching? And then here is 75 emoticons. I want you share your thoughts, 3 of 75 here. What do you think about online teaching? Are you happy? Are you feel disappointed? Are you sad? Are you angry, or are you innocent? Would you like to share in chat box, ladies and gentlemen, brother and sister? How do you feel about online teaching based on your empirical experience so far? Sister Poornima said happy with learning, yeah, distance learning, online teaching, learning process, happy. Yeah, me also, I'm very happy doing this one to be honest, since the first time I'm happy. What about the others? Is there any comments with the other participants? Comfortable, challenge. Would you like to please choose 3 of 75 emoticons that I've provided in slide page 8 here? Maybe you, what about your face? Confused, sweet smile, joy. It is yummy, like you when you eat your delicious favorite food, something like that. Not happy, oh gosh, Manoj Thakur. So sad, not happy, yeah? It's okay. I believe you have a reasons for it. Okay, thank you very much for sharing your ideas. Well, brothers and sisters, online teaching is the process of educating others on virtual platforms. It involves live classes, video conferencing, webinars, and other online tools. The online applications are developed and designed to facilitate easy learning and better understanding. That's so one of the role, based on my title here, one of the roles as a teacher is to explore online teaching, is discover practical ways to teach online and support our students. We already know, brother and sister, previously all major educational institutions still fully rely on traditional face-to-face classrooms. However, now the pandemic COVID-19 is around us. We have to shift our class into online platforms such as Zoom, Google Meet, or maybe some of you use Microsoft Teams. Then let's have a look what aspect we need to achieve our goals as a teachers. So based on my empirical experience and some research with some friends across the globes, we find that there are at least 7 criteria: supporting learning atmosphere, classroom management, clear instruction, active learning, adapting teaching, learning strategies, reflections. This is just this is just a small things that we need. Now moving to the first aspect now, supporting learning atmosphere. Ladies and gentlemen, teaching performance plays a pivotal role to engage our teaching and learning process during the course. So always greet our student, for me, is a lovely attitude. Students generally have positive perceptions of their teacher's behavior. So this job is a piece of cake, as this character insists in every teacher's, I guess. Take the attendance one by one, check students' presence continuously, do a brief conversations about their conditions, and listen their sharing life. It's good. Sharing, listen. The more we listen, the more we feeling better, I think. Turn on a camera. Turn on our camera. Do not ask your students just open the camera, but you hide from playing a camera. Looks cheerful, fresh, happy, smile, energetic, to show we are as a teacher ready with our students at that moment. Positive thinking, tolerant, and considerate of students' technical difficulties or stress. You know, everyone has their own issue, yeah? So our students also have an issue. So turning to the second aspect is, oh yeah, no, I see, okay. Supporting learning atmosphere. We have a greeting, we have a take the attendance, we have a check the student presence continuously, turn on the camera, tolerant, considerate, positive thinking. So what about you? What part do you really do? Which part do you really do from this one? Greeting, take the attendance, checks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From 5 of them, which part do you really do? And let us know why you reluctant. Maybe we can say it is reluctant or really do, for example, you don't think rating is very important. Maybe you think turn on the camera is just you don't need to turn on your camera. Which part do you really do, and then why? Would you like to share on chat box, and then let us know together. Sharing your experience, sharing your thought is very important for us to reflect ourselves to be better as a teachers. Which part do you really do and why? Here is. Don't think too much, just think about these 5 components. Oh yeah, okay. One of this is directly to me, not for everyone. I think this is a woman. Yeah, he said that turn on the camera because sometimes I'm not. Yes. Oh, makeup is very important. Yeah. Okay, that's good because we should look like fresh to our students, beautiful. So if it is in a hurry, you don't want to turn on your camera. Thank you very much, sister. I hope I'm not mistaken because I don't know. And then Mohlis Hidayat, this is a man, and then he said, in my class. Oh, really? Okay, that's good because that's good. I appreciate it because greetings to one of the participants said directly to me. He thought that it is not really important because greeting is just waste of time. Yeah, it's depend on you. Yeah, but every people have their own character to teach their students. And then for Sadat Esprit, I'm happy to hearing online classes, whereas teachers are not call it because they are not interested in the mode, checking attendance and to be tolerated. Oh, lovely. I like it. Sataraj. And then Sister Poornima, turn on the camera due to some inconvenience, not all the time, but sometimes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you very much for sharing. And then my brother again, Manoj Thakur. 4, because my students come from village and they're not comfortable putting their camera on. And yeah, that's right. Appreciate because some of my students also in living in the not a village, a remote area, they also like this. Okay, thank you very much. Really appreciate. Okay, and then this is so I think some of us have the same concerns about greeting, take the attendance, and turn on the camera. Yeah, but for us as a teachers, I think for me, I try my best always greeting. I try my best to turn on the camera because that's my class. I'm the leader. So I should make my class a more lovely and fruitful of journey during the teaching and learning process. So thank you very much, brother and sisters, to activate to share your thoughts. And then the classroom management. Turning to the classroom management. This is what I already would like to share to you to keep students' attention. So call the students' name randomly. We can call their names to do certain tasks like reading aloud, question and answers, and any kind of uh, activity during the online teaching. You can ask the student to choose their favorite images, but not their own pictures as their virtual background and rename with their title based on their virtual background, like me right now. You see that my background is the clock tower in New Zealand. Then maybe you can ask your students to, okay, you can, if you don't want to turn on your camera, would you like to share your favorite, for example, your favorite actor, your favorite food, your favorite, I don't know, movie or whatever, and then rename. Like me, my name is Dina Destari, and then you can change the names based on the virtual background. At that time, this is free for you to, if you don't want to turn on your camera, we are focused on the fruits names, maybe mango or whatever, rambutan, durian, that's our traditional fruits, and then orange, watermelon, and everything. It's based on the agreements or your creativity as a teacher. Then use various multimedia that you have, maybe games online, sing a song, Instagram, TikTok, and etc. I use most of them, but not for WhatsApp, to be honest. Involving students in establishing norms. Norm is very important for us, especially in my place, because I'm living in an Eastern country, so still I think it is very important. Yeah, create connections. Ladies and gentlemen, brother and sister, education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. So our responsibility as a teacher is stimulate our student creativity and boost their positive acts during process of the teaching and learning process. And then we move to following that is clear instructions. You can see here, post the lessons in the same time and same place, begin, blah, 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 until summary and reflections. Every time we did reflection as a teachers. Yeah. For me, as a professional teacher, this is our responsibility, is setting up clear online lessons. Post our lessons in the same place every day. Once students know where you'll be posting our materials for the day, whether it is on a certain page of LMS, Learning Management System, or via email. And then be consistent and encourage students to bookmark the landing page. Make sure to publish at the same time every day, every time you would like to teach at your class. If other teachers, if our friends, our colleagues in our campus or our school can align and post in the same way, all the best, all the better, yeah. And then reiterating where and when students should check for lessons. I mean that's remind and reinforce. To be honest, I'm not using WhatsApp for my teaching and learning process for my course. Yeah, I've never used this one. So far, one of my role as ELT teachers is I always post my daily lessons in the Telegram, Google Classroom announcements section on LMS, Learning Management System, before 7:30 a.m. because class should start 7:30 a.m. So usually one day in advance or 1 or 2 hours before my class starts. And post included a reminder that students should always check that space app and after that time. So what about the emphasizes the date? I post the day of the week and date because some students may fall behind and others may want to refer back to lessons. Organizing with the date keeps our post immutably anchored and sequenced. And then systematic. Yeah, using number to drive our students through our lesson is a nice strategy for me. Yeah. For me, the first item list was always learning objective, materials, relevant documents, inquiries, attendance also. And so far so good, brother and sister. I got positive feedback from students when I kept my post light on language, organized by simple numerical sign posts. This was also give advantages for me as a teacher, as it was a helpful way to see when my lesson was getting out of hand. For instance, once I got to number 3, for example, yeah, I knew that I was probably at the outer limits of what most students could reasonably tolerate from me in a day. Next, during online learning, students are already in a dull spot, just like we are. We are as teachers, yeah. It's going to feel insurmountable. It takes an extra minute to link a document, a helpful website, and assignment submissions. But if we don't have links in the post, we'll spend a lot of more time answering emails, chasing after students who did do the work, or maybe didn't do the work properly. So at the end, most posts, I include a summary of the previous week's post, cut down to the most important points and link. This was usually just a few sentences long, harvested from the previous post in a simple cut and paste, but the student appreciated the convenience of being able to access refresher materials easily. So far, I think I found this was also helpful for students who tend to access the course inconsistently. This brief review was helpful in orienting them to today's learning. And then why I include a video of review, this is very important for us as an archive, yeah, documentation for us, giving a student a more holistic of holistic views of their in a class time that day. This also turned out to be a helpful way to proofread of our own job, our own responsibility, work, ensuring that nones of those typos maybe or that links made it to our final publications. So many platforms tracks what the students do. So breakout rooms, also I use this one, is very good to discuss what they have understood. So like when you have a, it's not, it doesn't mean if you have a large of number of students or less, or only 10 or 12 or maybe 20 or 30, we can use a breakout room. That is very nice because we might ask them to go onto the platform and complete a specific activity. We can also we can track their job. So it is possible after 5 minutes, for example, bring the students back into the live lessons and then open up the platform in the screen share to share how the students have done. That's very good to use breakout rooms. So brother and sister, remember the platform will provide an overall performance of the whole class. So we can quickly see what questions they found hard and what areas we might need to cover again. So we can use a breakout rooms in some ways. Yep, is even better than in the class before we have immediate feedback on the performance of individual students as well as the whole group. Online learning will never replicate our time in the classroom. I aware that, I realize that. But following these simple steps can help keep learning accessible, which is pretty good place to start. Personally, I try my best to provide clear instructions as a teacher. My students can simply ask me anything, and both between my student and I will try our best to give proper responses. So active learning, talking about active learning now, using this like live session through a video conferencing tool and access to platforms to organize students is the bedrock of online courses. You know that the key is to start combining these two parts well. So for example, why not get the students to watch a video on the platform, or we can read an article in the preparations for the lessons. So this kind of ways, when you get your students into the live video conference setting, we can get them immediately discussing, immediately sharing and building on what they studied at home. So the next point is adaptive teaching. It is never easy to think outside the box. We are really, sometimes I think there's a characteristic of human, yeah. Most of us are lazy to like happy to stay at the same place, then thinking outside the box is very hard. We are living in a comfort zones, yeah. When we first work online, actually, we need to get our heads around the technology, because we are teaching ELT also, but we also teach ELT and technology. If you are a math teacher, you also teach math and technology. So double responsibility before we can start to see different ways that we can work with it. However, in my time, I have seen incredibly creative lessons that often mean that the focus of the lesson is placed on the students, and the teachers can move away from teaching and concentrate more on their role and I mean, we are as a teacher, as a facilitators. In adapting teaching here, you can see that knowing the students' need as Generation Z, you know, uh, our student is mostly in Generation Z. Generation Z, they are native use of technology, and some experts say that they are digital native. We already know they are part of generation that is global, social, visual, and technological. Our student is a grouping of people born between 1995 and 2010, I guess. Every member of Generation Z or digital native is a unique individual with their own personality, with their own values and belief. They are engaged in change. What I mean, why I said like that? Because they are flexible, they are adaptable, they are welcome diversities, easily interact with people of other races, other religions, other genders and backgrounds online, share their belief, their ideas. Our students as a Generation Z is having grown up in a digital world, so they are eager to share their ideas and opinion with others. Most of our teachers are using to splitting their time between a variety of tasks because of their what we call it hyper connectivity to their mobile devices. So be sure in this component as adaptive teaching, be sure to know when our students have some concern with their learnings and tasks and assist them properly. Keep asking them questions to elicit some ideas or input from them. The next point is learning strategies. Our students already have much activities like us. They also have much activity. They also have a lot of tasks, homework from some teachers, not from us. Also, from other teachers. So we should provide our student clear guideline of how to finish their assignments. Of course, with such a system, students find it less overwhelming to finish the tasks despite their peeling homework. Yeah, and then we know that our students love elements of surprise. You know, young generation life right now is element of surprise. They love a surprise. Recognize what our student thinks so we can teach them better. Collaborative teaching and presentations between you and you and your students. In some courses, I let my students do their projects. So mostly my class, they have like, if I've shared them divided them into a small group, they have their own YouTube channel, they have their own TikTok groups and so on. So practice makes perfect. So let them create based on the period, the era, millennial era right now. So yeah, online tutorial. Then to us as a teachers, we should also do upgrade our knowledge. Online tutorial individuals like this, group sharing ideas, online presentations, contact another friends abroad. If you have, then join research together, this learning strategies to improve our professional development as a teachers. Then the last, reflections. Yeah, reflections. I always do reflections because reflection is very important for me. I absolutely believe no one perfect in this world. So I need reflection. I should reflect myself as a teacher. I ask my students positive and negative strengths and weaknesses during one semesters with me, for example, and then invite colleges design effective team. Yeah, join with another teacher or lecturers from another university is also I pretty pretty often to ask some friends in another province and another countries. Then we have a sharing together to keep motivated and always practice, because science knowledge is always flourishing, and then our head is so small to think big about the words. So we need a humble attitude. We need an honest. We need another persons to help us. And then note taking is also important. And then watch video recording. Sometimes if I have enough times, I share. I not share. I mean, I'm looking back at my Zoom recordings, so I know which one is I should minimize and which one I should develop to make myself better as a teacher. So the conclusions here: getting to know your platform, create an online classroom environments, and then there are how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, around 10 conclusions. So, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, there are plethora university adapting to prepare their students to embrace new technologies. In this fast-paced digital world, as well as the global concern related to COVID-19, as teachers, we should find and apply new ways of interactive innovation support in our classrooms. But the most important is we should know before we do before we teachings our class online. Commonly, teachers believe that a large outdoor digital display is used to broadcast teachers' performance as well as university screen, whilst the big screen does serve as a practical objective in the large number of students, in the large number of teachers and faculties can view the screen at the same time. And also it encourages students to think out of the box and huge. So introducing some new features, improving significant design and intuitive navigations and learning innovation to the students will make learning process easier and faster to access available resources. Okay, thank you for giving me. I think that's all my presentation, my sharing to you. Thank you for giving me endless challenge. It's not about me, brother and sister, it's not about me, it's all about the spirit of professional development as a teacher. Salute, teachers are forever learners, and we are always learning, and learning. Recharge and refresh, explore the world of English language teaching, and gain valuable skills and resources, create a worldwide network like this, learn, teach, reflect, and repeat. Thank you very much for your attention, really appreciate, and good afternoon, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for your interesting, informative, and insightful session. Really, I thank you for sharing your valuable ideas and great thoughts. Thank you so much, ma'am, for delivering to us such a remarkably outstanding presentation. Thank you. Dear participants, if any queries, you can ask, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Dear participants, if any queries, you can ask, ma'am. Yeah, I think no more queries. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your valuable presence also. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sister Poornima. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I invite Ms. L. Deepika to propose vote of thanks. Deepika?
Thank you, ma'am. Gratitude opens the door to the power of wisdom, the creativity of the universe. I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this special occasion. I would like to thank our respected Chairman Sir and Secretary Sir, who are the pillars of our institution. I express my heartfelt thanks to our Principal, Dr. M.R. Lakshmi Narayanan Sir, who is the moral supporter of this event. I convey my thanks to our academic director, Kalaimamani, Dr. Arasu Parameswaran sir, who guided us in all our activities. Now, I would like to thank our convener, Ms. S. Poornima, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Trinity College for Women, and my dear colleagues for their support. It's the time to express my gratitude to our special guest, Mrs. Deena Destari Imaduddin. The session was very useful and informative, lively wondering. A big thanks to your presentation, ma'am. Finally, I express my warm thanks to all the participants for their active participation. Once again, thank you all. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Deepika. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. We shall wind up now.
Hello, ma'am. Excuse me. Please share feedback link.
Sir, feedback link will be shared on the after the validity only, not for every day.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
very much.